Hey, what's doing? I'm Corazon. I'm a science fiction writer. Some of you may wondering, hey, that's not your name. I know. I just love that name. It's my gaming name, my beatbox name. Probably it will be my name in Metaverse one day. Perhaps. So, couple days ago, I was writing one of my book. It's about two characters having a conversation about the existence of God. It's a science fiction book. They are scientists. Some of the questions are: does God really exist? If God is out there, where is He? What is God really is? So many questions. I remember around 2015 or 2016, a respectable gentleman, an evangelist with the name of Joseph Randy, asked me to write an article about religion. He asked me to write with a specific title. If I recall, it was Religion is Poison. I was a young, dumb boy at the time, but he made me his apprentice. That was one of the proudest moments in my life. He called me directly from Netherlands. We talked quite a lot. That was admirable for a famous, respectable, rich, everything you mention it, to do such a thing to nobody like me. He was so humble. He even the first one who contacted me. Like, who am I? I'm nobody. He didn't even know me. I mean, he didn't need to know me in the first place because what's the point? But he trusted me and made me his apprentice, which I believe he has many apprentices and I'm the dumbest from all of them. Religion itself is a delicate matter in this country. One tiny slip of word will lead you to the prison. Even if you try to rectify, it's all too late. That's why I was kinda scrupulous about this matter. Not to bluntly talk or write about it. Especially when the white religious Power Rangers were so powerful that day, before they got banned by the government. I found a book written by Richard Holloway, A Little History of Religion. In the first chapter of his book, he asked a question that I'm looking for. What is religion? Where does it come from? Well, that's good. If I fully understand the fundamental principle of religion, I may understand why Mr. Joseph Randy deliberately structured such a title. Why did he put religion and poison all together? Back to the book, Richard Holloway perceived human as an animal, not as a curse word, literally an animal, like we belong to animal kingdom classification in a science book. He said religion comes from the mind of human animal, so we are the one who created the religion. Which I believe he means God is a being created by the human mind, the creation of imagination. But why did human created such an imaginary, omnipotent being in the first place? Right? What's the purpose and why? The more I dig into it, the more questions emerge from the deepest of the abyss. Well, this will lead me to nowhere. It's like I'm trying to explore an unknown world in the hope of finding a fertile green land. Instead, I stumbled upon an arid land with crows flying over the dead bodies. I was wondering, where did I do wrong? If religion was created by the mind of a human, which means the mind is the poison, right? Should I read book about the human mind? Oh, come on, that's one hell of work. I even patted my head with a book. I felt desperate. Maybe I became demented if I forced my brain to simplify these complicated matters. How else I find the answers? I don't have such a superpower like an SM plastic person. I couldn't find the answer even after I read the fundamental thing about religion. The history of how religion was created, how they spread around the globe. It didn't answer the question why religion is poison. It's such a shame. Even my friends are despise this question. You're dummy, it's easy. Religion is poison because the believers are toxic as fuck. Wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Why I didn't think that way all these times? I keep focusing on religion without considering the other aspect of the religion itself, right? The believers. It's like I found a piece of light after walking miles inside a dark maze. First of all, I need to elaborate the word poison itself. Poison is something bad, right? It can kill, it can be used to kill, but poison can be used for good as well. Like pesticide, like insect repellent, and many more. There are even people that use poison for having fun or medication, like heroin, crystal meth, maybe cannabis. I don't know if cannabis is poison or not, but well, just let it be. By that logic, now I understand why Mr. Joseph Randy put religion and poison all together. Because these two nouns are actually a form of one unit. They complemented each other. It's like yin and yang, or vice and virtue, or two sides of coin. They are one. Because religion itself was a poison since the beginning of its creation. So, how was the religion created? There are various answers by the experts, but one thing for sure, nobody knows the exact answer to that question. There's no record on how and why human created the religion. Religion is a tool, sadly to say, but that's the truth. Created by human, it can be used to hurt or kill. It can be used to establish peace and to find tranquility. The reason religion itself become a poison, it's because of the believers. As the religion evolved, the human society become more complex. People tend to solve social problems and politics with religion, which mostly ended up tragic. Look at the early modern Europe. How many people had been butchered or burned at stake because of the religious authority accused them as witches? Accused them as a witch? My goodness. How many deaths that caused by the Crusades or by their opponents during the Crusade War? When people use religion for bad things, it became poison, because the nature of a poison is always something bad. That's the truth, right? Some people may argue that religion is not created by human. I mean, most people in my country not really well literated. If I said this right in front of their face, instead of make an objection with a strong evidence and argument, they'll probably toss me directly into prison, convicted for blasphemy. Now that sounds silly, right? But I have something to show to you. Look at this. Look at this fella. He's so unlucky. Yeah. Or the worst, they may beheaded me, but that thing has rarely happened in my country. Mostly they sent us to the prison. Predominantly old generation. Yeah. So yes, the answers to the question why religion is poison is because of the believers. If the believers are practicing religion only for the good deed, it will as sweet as a cotton candy. But if the believers are practicing religion for bad things, it'll become poison that brings blood and anguish cried all over the world. I can't say more or explain everything about this. I choose to be ambiguous for my own good. I'd rather that by a real poison rather than that by that kind of poison. You know what I mean, right? Overdose by a religion.